Hello there, this is AgriTalk right here on KTN Farmers TV. My name is Kelvin Nyakundi, and today we are reimagining Kenya's agriculture through innovation, through technology, mechanization, and youth involvement. Quite interesting, right? And to discuss all this, we have Heifer International and we have two representatives from Heifer International. They are going to be telling us who they are, what they do in Heifer International, and what Heifer International is all about. All right, then let's get right into it. Welcome to the show.
Thank you
Thank you.
very
Thank you
much.
for
All
having
right, so
us.
you can just introduce yourselves. Let us start with you.
Yeah, my name is Agnes Kavata. I work for Heifer International as the digitization manager.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you very much for joining us today.
thank you.
Okay, and then let's go to you, sir.
Thank you. My name is Francis Mwangi. I'm the communications lead for Heifer International here in Kenya. Yeah.
All right, let's now get into the basics, really. Heifer International, what is it all about?
Yeah, Heifer International is a international non-governmental organization which is working with rural communities to improve their livelihoods. And we've been in this space in Kenya for over 40 years, and all over the world, Heifer was started over 75 years ago. Yeah, our mission is to end hunger and poverty as we care for the earth. Yeah.
Anything you'd like to add to that?
Yeah, I would like to say that just to add what Agnes has said, that we pride ourselves as an organization that has been a trusted partners for African farmers. So, and that is why at Heifer International, we have this mantra and believe that the future is farmers. So we are happy to be here to talk matters farmers, matters farming, matters productivity. And that has been the drive that has inspired us to work with rural communities, as she said, to work with farmers across the world. And here in Kenya, we have worked with farmers, we have worked with farmer groups, cooperatives. We don't work alone, and we believe in partnership. We are working with county governments, national governments. Yeah, so we are part of the ecosystem that is working with farmers.
All right, thank you so much. I can already tell it's going to be a very interesting conversation. All right, let's now look at agri-tech innovations. Why is it important? Agri-tech innovation. When you talk about it, why is it important?
Yeah, agri-tech innovations is very important because it enables the sector to grow. It enables to solve problems along the value chains. As we've mentioned, we work with communities, and these communities face challenges. And some of these challenges cannot just be solved without the involvement of technology, because technology makes things move faster, makes things become easier, and it also makes work more efficient and more effective. Yeah.
All right, and still on that point of innovations, what are some of the innovations that Heifer is working on at this time?
Okay, yeah. Before I mention, just to add something
Yes.
on agri-tech innovations. When you talk about agri-tech, we are talking about interventions that are going to improve productivity for farmers. Any intervention that is going to improve yields. And we like to make it very clear. When you talk about agri-tech, it's not just about, it is beyond the apps, you know, beyond the apps as we know them, you know, the mobile apps as we know them. We are talking about any intervention that is improving productivity of farmer. Is it market linkages? Is it farmer training? Is it value chain actors, you know, linking suppliers, linking farmers to input suppliers, okay? And yeah, now some of the key innovations that as Heifer International we have been championing. I would like to start by when we started, you know, working on agri-tech space. We sat back and say we needed to understand that space. And in 2021, we conducted a study just to understand the role of technology and the youth in shaping the future of African agriculture and food system.
Yes.
So what we did is to understand what is technology, how can technology be an enabler to productivity, you know. And out of that study, we realized a number of things, like some of the key barriers that are preventing the youth, for instance, to be active in agriculture, is things to do with access to agriculture technology, is things to do with training, is things to do with access to land, you know. So we after that study, we saw one of the key things we are going to do as Heifer International is, as a pathway to success across Africa, is technology is very important. Technology and access to finance are pathways to success in implementing our agriculture and agriculture innovations work. So out of that, we have started a number of initiatives, and I will start with the Ayute Africa Challenge, which is an innovation of Heifer International. Ayute basically means agriculture, youth, and technology. And it was one of our way out of that study that we did to engage. We saw technology is an incentive to engage the youth in agriculture, you know. So in 2021, we started Ayute Challenge across Africa, and this is a reward. This was meant to reward innovation. So across Africa, we had call for innovators to pitch their ideas. What are they doing to solve the challenges facing the smallholder farmers in Africa? So that is the genesis of Ayute. So we called for applications and an invitation to apply for innovators. So what happened is we had 3 awards for East Africa, West Africa, and Southern Africa.
Yes.
And the award value for this was $1.5 million. So in a nutshell, we had the pitching going on, and eventually we had the winners. Hello Tractor, which we are going to talk about when we are talking about mechanization, was one of the winners. We also had Cold Hubs in West Africa as the other winner, and we also had Kuza Biashara, who did not win, but they were part of the finalists for the competition, and we are currently working with them. So that was Africa-wide in 2021. In 2022, out of the lessons from that competition last year, we saw the need to hold national level competitions, okay? Because we are also looking to handhold the early stage innovators, and that is what we are currently running. The Ayute Kenya Challenge is currently ongoing on, and I think applications will close on July 14. So we will be awarding a number of awards, but the whole purpose of Ayute was to reward innovation. So that is one of our innovation in Africa, and I think Agnes will speak to some of the other innovation.
Yes. All right. So very insightful information there. All right. So Agnes, let's look at mechanization, the one he's spoken about, and look at the smallholder farmer. That farmer there in the village. How is mechanization going to be brought in a way that this farmer is going to look at it and say, okay, this is going to help me personally?
Yeah, mechanization is very important in agriculture, and more so in Africa, where we have majority of our farmers being small scale. One of the challenges that the farmers have been facing for the longest time is access to mechanization, and specifically the tractor services, because you find that the demand for tractor services surpasses the supply. In other words, we have very few tractors that can service the acreages that we have in Africa. So what does this result to? It results to farmers sometimes not planting because they've been booking this tractor and it takes so long to come along. Sometimes they plant when it is mid-season, and you know most of our farmers depend on rain-fed agriculture. So that means at the end of the day, it affects the productivity, it affects the yield for that farmer, and it affects the livelihood and overall it affects our food security as a country. So this mechanization invention is very key to us. It's very key to Kenya. It's very key to Africa because it's going to unlock the potential of our farming lands. Yes.
And how are you going to make sure that you reach to every farmer in that remote area?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
because someone might look at it and say, this one is just going to serve those people in big towns, you know. So how is it going to reach to that farmer in the remote area?
Thank you very much, Kevin, for that question. Yeah, we are working with the AgriTech organization or institution called Hello Tractor. Hello Tractor has brought a technology which enables the farmer down there to access the tractor services through what we call the booking agents. Booking agents are these people who work on day-to-day basis with the farmers, either in provision of services like treatment, like spraying services at the farm level. So these same people are the ones who are going to serve the farmers in terms of booking their acreages, and then after they book the acreages, they are going to use the platform, the Hello Tractor platform, to ensure that the farmer accesses the tractor when needed. They book these acreages based on the timing of the planting season, and they come up with a calendar, a work plan, which makes sure that every farmer down there will be served within that very critical period where they are needed to plant as they wait for the rains. They also book for the other services, may it be spraying, which also go along within the same period of the growing season, and that makes the work of the farmer easier. It also makes the work of the tractor owner much easier because all your work is aggregated and planned. And at the end of the day, as a tractor owner, you will service more acreage as compared to if you are moving by yourself from one farm to another. Because now this booking agent has already done the work for you, aggregated the work, and put it in a calendar. Yours is just to service. The other benefit that the farmer gets is that becomes cheaper because the tractor service is available and also it's well organized. It makes the service affordable, and the farmer makes more money and puts more money in the pocket and improves their livelihood and livelihood of their families. Yes.
All right, and to maybe succeed in all this booking and making sure that they have tractors, I believe that you require technology
Yes.
to do this.
Yes.
So how is technology helping agriculture embrace mechanization? How is it coming in?
Yes. Heifer International, together with Hello Tractor, have come up with the tractor financing model, which we call pay-as-you-go. Pay-as-you-go model does not use the normal collateral, which is required by the banks or other financiers, but it uses the network that the booking agents or the extension people have within the community as one of the requirements. And then you just make a small commitment fee, and there you go, you become a tractor owner. Maybe I can elaborate further. Yeah, for you to own a tractor through the pay-as-you-go model, as a booking agent, you need to book up to 1,235 acres of land, which will be serviced within a period of 1 year. That is all that you require to own a tractor. You have the demand, we bring the asset, and then as you service those acreages or those acres, you are able to repay that loan within a very good grace period of 5 years. So within 5 years, you will be able to service your farmers, the acres, and then you will be able to repay that loan. So any woman, any youth that is working with farmers within the communities is eligible to own a tractor, so long as you have that good network of farmers who need to be serviced by tractors.
All right.
Yes.
You've mentioned youth and women. So let's go to Francis. Now, Francis, let's now youths getting interested in agriculture. You know, when you talk about farming to the youth, is not really a topic that maybe they would want to engage in.
Hmm.
So how do we make sure that we invite them in and get them interested in doing farming and also even booking tractors?
Hmm. Make agriculture cool.
Yeah.
So I think you're right. And even growing up, parents have had a contribution to this. You never had a parent telling a young boy or a young girl in school, go work hard so that you can become a farmer. Go work hard so that you can become a lawyer, you can become a government worker,
Yes.
and all that.
Yeah.
So it's not a small or a very shallow issue. It's a very deep, deep that we need to look at. But that said, even in high school, someone was reminding me the other day, if you make a mistake, you are given a punishment to go work in a school farm.
Yes.
That is how we are. We are shaped, or we are made to believe that agriculture is a punishment. It's not cool. But just to come back to your question, with that background, is that for us to be able to attract the youth in agriculture, first of all, we need to understand the challenges that they are facing. Okay, and as I mentioned, one of the interesting findings that we found is that, one, they are not taking part in agriculture because they do not have access to finance. Okay, they do not have access to land. Remember, it's not we are not even going to land ownership. Access to land, that need to be solved, and then access to agriculture technology, because the average farmer age of a farmer in Africa is around 60 plus.
Yes.
These are the people who are not early adopters, let me put it, of technology. But the youth have embraced technology. So one of the key finding and one of the key strategy for us as Heifer International is to integrate technology in agriculture. Technology can be able to be an incentive for the youth, encourage the youth to be able to, to access some of these things through technology. But how do you support them? Okay, for them, for you to be able to make the youth be more bold and invest in agri-tech technology, you also need to support them financially, and of course reward innovation. And that is why Ayute is basically meant to reward innovation. And when you say reward, it comes in terms of financial reward. Remember, access to finance again.
Yes.
You need to support the youth. They need, even without, not all of them will be part of such agri-tech competitions, because there are many agri-tech competitions. But the issue of collaterals is very important topic to discuss when you are talking about. They don't have collateral. They want to go to the bank and get a loan with security and all that. So there is the need, of course, to organize the youth, of course, in groups, and as Heifer International, the touch point for us with the farmers has working with farmer groups. Even when you go to the counties that we are working in, the youth have formed groups, farmer groups, the cooperative society. And we are also doing linkages with financial institutions. We have pottery, we have dairy projects, where we have financial institutions in this country as key private sector players in those projects. But that said, in terms of engaging the youth in agriculture, agriculture has to be competitive. We know agriculture in Africa, most of the areas was subsistent. It has to be, it has to be profitable. And that is what Heifer International we are trying to do through these innovations and involving the youth. Lastly, we must also make sure that the youth for the youth to take part in agriculture as a rewarding career. We need to ensure that they don't have to own a cow. They don't have to own a land. They don't have to have a large farm. They can take part. They can be part of the nodes, different nodes in agriculture. They can be in transport. They can be in farmer capacity building. They can be training farmers. They can do a lot of things along the value chain nodes. I want to conclude that by saying that we found that agriculture is generally stigmatized. People don't want to embrace it as a desirable career. We need also in our education system. We are happy that the government of Kenya has also revitalized the 4K clubs. Okay, and one of the way to ensure that we internalize agriculture in our youth, in our young people, is of course to engage them through such initiatives.
Yes.
And we applaud the government of Kenya because 4K clubs were very important as we know them. And we look forward to opportunities to engage the youth at a very early stage. Yeah, so that we can do what we call formation for them, so that as they grow, they embrace agriculture as a desirable career.
All right. Thank you for contributing to that. And so we're going to go for a short break, but don't go too far. This conversation is very important. You can tell that if you are a youth, I don't know why you are not even applying for this Ayute challenge for Africa. I think myself after this, I'm going to try. All right, we're going to go for a short break. We'll be back with Francis and Agnes from Heifer International with me. Welcome back. This is AgriTalk and it is KTN Farmers TV. My name is Kelvin Nyakundi and today we are reimagining agriculture through technology, innovation and involvement of the youth. And we have Heifer International, we have Francis, we have Agnes here, who we've been talking about very interesting initiatives that Heifer has brought to Kenya and even the youth to get involved in. And before we went for the break, you were talking about Ayute challenge. And now, when we are talking about this challenge for the youth and how they can get into it, this challenge, how long is it? How long does it last? Is it something for maybe 1 month? So just explain to us about that.
Yeah, so thank you. So the Ayute Kenya Challenge is part of the Ayute Africa Challenge, and we have different competitions going on across other African countries where I work. But let's come closer home. The competition was launched around sometime in June 14th to be precise, and we have a 1 month application grace period for the youth, for the young innovators to do their applications. So that period lapses on 14th of July, and after that, now we go now to the evaluation stage. So what will happen is we after all the we have put in place a panel of judges that are going to evaluate those applications. So the first stage will be to select the top 80, based on the scoring criteria that the judges are going to use. And out of those, we are of course going to invite them for pitching, from where we are going to select the top 30. Again, we are going to invite them for a boot camp where they are going to be mentored, they are going to be given business training, business entrepreneurial skills, training. Remember, it's not just about getting the winner, it's of course about mentorship and training. Out of the top 30, we are also going to the next stage, which is the finalist. Top 15 will be the finalist, okay? And again, they are again going to go to a boot camp where they are going to go through training, mentorship, and all that, how to do business development and all those things. And from that final list from the boot camp, we are going to select 3 winners, okay? So the 3 winners, we all this happening between now and September. We hope by September now we can announce the winners. The second week of September, we're able to announce the winners of we have the winner getting 1 million Kenya shillings. The second runner-up was going to get 750,000, and the third runner-up is going to get 250,000. So it doesn't stop there. The top 15 finalists that where the winners emerged from are also going to go through an incubation and mentorship period of 3 months. Okay, so again, it's not about winners. I gave you an example. When we did the competition last year, one of the finalists, who is Kuza Biashara, did not win, but we identify opportunities that we can work with them, and right now we are doing a extension digitization project, what we are calling the Digital Agriculture Champion, with Kuza Biashara. So even with this top 15, it's not just about those who get winner takes it all, the money and all that. It's about hand-holding them for a period of 3 months. So it's very important as we get into these final days for the youth, for the young innovators to apply. Just put your best foot forward. There's a lot to learn about.
Yes.
And for them to apply, you just need to go to Ayute Africa, .com, www.ayuteafrica.com. You get all the information on how you can apply, or follow us on our social media platforms at Heifer Kenya on Facebook and Twitter, and Heifer International Kenya on LinkedIn. We are trying to push this information. We are doing TV promos. We are doing all these stories and trying to pass the message. It's a very important opportunity for the youth, and we are excited to see what kind of innovations we are going to get throughout this process.
Wow, I would really like to be among the judges there, so that I see those innovations. It can be very interesting all over Kenya, right?
Absolutely, you will get to see them. We'll do some profiling of those.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Agnes. So Francis has really spoken about the Ayute Kenya Challenge as one of the initiatives by Heifer. So let's move to the Digital Agriculture Champions. It's also an initiative by Heifer.
Yes.
Explain to us about this and how someone can be a digital champion.
Thank you very much. Yeah, the Digital Agriculture Champion came about through the challenges that we faced as Heifer and as we continue to work with the communities. In the wake of COVID-19, we were not prepared in terms of how do we get to reach the farmers, how do we get to pass information to farmers, even when we were under the lockdown. So with that challenge, we sat back and thought, how could we leverage on our strengths, our opportunities? And as Heifer, we have a lot of information that we've gathered, that we've developed over the time that we've been working with the communities. We have a lot of information on poultry, dairy, sheep and goats, and most of the other livestock and agriculture value chains. So what we did was that we partnered with one of the runners-up for the Ayute Africa Champions, that is Kuza Biashara, to put together this information and to look at how can this information be passed on now to the farmers, as we also look back to the other services. What other services do the farmers need? Farmers need inputs. They need to access the fertilizer, the seeds. They need to access the dairy meal and all that. So we also looked back again and said, how can we also have these farmers access these inputs? We also looked at the other strength that we have. We have a good network of extension service providers, the so-called extension officers, that we've been working with and who have been reaching the farmers through the cooperatives that we've been working with. So we came and sat and looked at how do we package this and how can we pass it on, bearing in mind that we also have the connectivity challenges throughout the countries, especially in the rural areas. The network might be a challenge. So together with Kuza Biashara, we've put together the information. We've also come up with a toolkit that is
portable, a toolkit that is can be carried around in the rural communities by these extension workers, by these service providers, the so-called the digital agriculture champions, and take it that to the communities where they are now able to pass it to the farmers. The other challenge that we saw was when we were working with this youth, it was not sustainable because we were giving them a stipend. And these are projects. And as you all know, projects have a lifespan. So when they end, these guys remain looking for the next project. So we looked at it and we were like, why can't we also create or develop a program which will make these extension officers become entrepreneurs? So under the Digital Agriculture Champion, we also have an entrepreneurship academy where we take these digital agriculture champions through entrepreneurship skills training, and we also link them to suppliers through what we call One Network, also which is also developed together with Kuza Biashara. So that is how we are working with the youth. That is how we are utilizing the technology to pass information to farmers and also to build the capacity of these entrepreneurs to be sustainable as they continue serving their communities. Yes.
Even as you've just mentioned, supporting the entrepreneurs, how do you make sure that they are accountable to the there's a prizes that Francis has spoken about, 1,250,000 and some other amount. So how are you making sure that they are accountable for that? Because you're giving them the 1 million, so the next day you're not expecting them to go and buy a car or go and buy a house. So how are you making them accountable for that?
Okay, thank you very much. We are working very closely with them. As Francis mentioned, after the awards, after we give the awards, there's that mentorship, coaching, incubation period where we agree and we know what brought them into the competition in the first place. It's that challenge, it's that opportunity that we see that they can bring into the agriculture value chain. So this technology, we handhold them and implement jointly. Just like I'm mentioning, I'm talking about Kuza Biashara.
Yes.
That was not a winner. They were the first runners up for East Africa. But we've been working with them in the past 1 year to develop the digital agriculture champions. So there is no way we can have the deviation because we are working day to day together to ensure that we get to our target.
Yeah, and just to add, the mentorship and the incubation program is a very specific designed curriculum, and one of the key requirement would be the investment will be also be pegged on outputs, specific outputs. So we are not just giving you a wild card of 1 million on your account, pap, and then you are like, Allah, what can I do with this money? No.
Yes.
Our 3-month mentorship and that incubation program will be pegged on outputs, and we are going to design that curriculum to say for you, we want you to move from stage A to B, and then we are able to support you with this amount. So so you are right. There has to be checks and balances.
Yes.
And one of the key things that investors are looking at nowadays is ability to scale. And of course for us as Heifer International, scale is very important, and the permanence of impact. So when you talk about permanence of impact, we want this program to have an impact on these innovators and shape their future. So we have mentors, we have coaches that are going to journey with them, but the program, as you said, is tailored in a very accountable way, based on outputs, based on progress and growth. Yeah.
All right. So let's look at Tractors for Africa. We had both of you, each of you had mentioned about Tractors for Africa and what it's all about. And so let us look at it and as one of also the other initiative that Heifer has brought up. So you mentioned about 1,200 hectares of land. You know, when you look at it, that's a big piece of land, right? So how does someone get all this land? Because you said working with farmers. So just elaborate on that.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, the for one to qualify, I'll just repeat myself. For one to qualify to get the tractor financing through the pay as you go model, you have to aggregate demand for tractor services, and the minimum target is 1,235 acres of land. When you service that and you continue paying as you go, you will be able to repay that loan within a period of 5 years. So the question is, how do you get 1,235 acres of land? One of the criteria for a booking agent who aspires to become a tractor owner is he or she must have a good network of farmers, good working relationship with farmers. She must be or he must be trusted by the community within where he operates. So with all those qualities, you are already in that community. You are able to walk around the farms and get 235 acres. You may have the direct contact that you have with your farmers. That is where you start. And then from there, you get referrals to other farmers. And by the way, we've seen people who are able to get those acres within a week, depending on their network and also how motivated they are to serve these farmers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or,
And we are not just telling them go bring. We are training them on the tips.
Yes.
Go through the community social networks.
Okay.
Is it through the barazas? Is it through farmers meetings and all that? We are giving them all those tips. But also, we need to also understand. Let me just break it down a little. If you do not have the land to service, how are you going to pay the service? Because the arrangement is, if you service 1 acre of land, there is a certain amount, I think about 800 shillings that you are supposed to pay. So for you to be able to repay become a full owner of the tractor, you must work hard. The tractor must not lie idle, because if the tractor lie idle for a day, you're not going to be charged for that. So you prolong your repayment period. So what we are saying is, for you to be able, it is for your own benefit. It is for your own good.
Yes.
And as you are saying, we have seen youth or booking agents. Booking agents is a very good entry point, they were just earning commission for their, because booking agents are also earning commission.
Yes.
They also graduated to become tractor owners, because they have aggregated even beyond that target. They have 1,700, 800, acreage. I was speaking to some in Muhoroni and in Kisumu County, and they are telling me the demand. They are even having to go beyond the tractors and looking for more tractors to service this land. So for those who are hardworking, is very important. Lastly, I also want to emphasize that it's not just about the booking agent. It's not just about the tractor owner. It's about creating also impact in the community. We have the tractor operators, those who operate the tractors. They are earning their own commission because
Yes.
they are working. It's about creating employment. For the farmer, I spoke to a lady in Muhoroni, and she told me, before, because we have someone who owns a tractor in my community, now I don't have to go through the brokers because they were paying more. You see, this access is very important. Access to mechanization is very important. So she was telling me, no, even if I don't have the money, I can go to the tractor owner and have an arrangement and say I'm going to pay this day. So let's look at this as improving productivity. They are not being late for their planting seasons because the tractor is available. She was telling me before that, we used to wait for the tractors on the road that are coming from Nandi, the North Rift, and going. And then they try to stop. And then there is the issue of brokers and middlemen. And they end up paying more.
Yes.
So we are very excited. As I said, we look forward to boost the farmer because the future is farmers. And as I started also telling me, it's making that it's creating that trust between
Yes.
Heifer International, the partners that we are working with, like Hello Tractor, and we have really invested in this not just in Kenya but in other countries in Africa. Yeah.
So, all right. So, when we look at this period after 14th of July up to September, right? So, after September, what are we looking at? What the people that are chosen by next year at a time like this? What are we expecting from these people who have gone through all this training, have gone through all this mentorship?
Yeah, after the winners or the awards are given and the incubation is done, now that is now where the work starts.
Yes.
Now it is putting the technology into work, and whichever node of the value chain that we will receive the winners from is now working with them to make sure that it provides the solution that it is intended to provide, and also making sure that if it is working with the farmers, if it is working with aggregators, any value chain actor, wherever the technology will be solving the problem, making sure that we work together, we facilitate. Heifer International now becomes more of a facilitator to ensure that this technology and whoever is supposed to be served by the technology is served. Just the same way like we are working with the Hello Tractor and the farmers, the booking agents, the tractor owners, through the Tractors for Africa project, which has now been enabling Hello Tractor to provide the service that they're supposed to provide, and also to continue innovating as we learn within the space.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, Francis.
Yeah, we hope we will have, exciting. We are very excited when we tell the story of Kuza, the story of Hello Tractor. What I would say to that question is we hope we will tell another success stories out of the innovations we will have identified. Remember, the driving force behind our motivation to work with these young innovators is to solve the challenges facing the smallholder farmers in Kenya. Just the way we are solving the issue of access to mechanization, tractors and all that. We hope and we are excited and we look forward to get more exciting innovations that are going to bring solutions for the smallholder farmers, so that we can improve productivity, food security, and the food system across Africa. And of course, the living income, the earning. We are very passionate about the living income, not just for the innovators, but for the farmers, for the opportunities that are going to be created out of this innovation. So we don't have a definite answer, but we are excited to walk the journey with them, and maybe next year we will have an interview and we will tell the story.
We'll tell the story.
Yeah.
All right, so we have few minutes to finish, so I would just like you to, each of you, to just give us your parting shot and tell us what you are expecting from people who are applying for the Ayute Challenge, and also just encouraging farmers and young people to also get into this. Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think this is a very great opportunity. Having the Ayute Kenya Challenge is a great opportunity for the youth that have been sitting and maybe crafting some innovation, a tech that can serve the farming community. Now this is your time. Please make sure that you apply. Let it be known that this technology exists. Let it be known that you've been ideating and you've been thinking about how do we solve the problems in the agriculture sector. We need more food in Kenya. We need more food in Africa than ever before. So if you have that solution, please bring it forth. Please let us come together and work together with that.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you so much, Agnes. And Francis.
Oh, fantastic. So I think for us, we are very passionate about the power of African innovators
Yes.
in solving the challenges facing farmers across Africa, in Kenya, and other countries. So we are really excited, and we hope that through this partnership with these innovators, we look forward to handhold them. We are very specific. We are not looking for the established people, innovators who have won awards after awards. No, we are looking for those who we want to give voice, who we want to expose and give exposure, train and mentor. So I would encourage, if you think there is a solution that you are offering to be able to support communities, the farming communities, this is your chance. This is your time to apply. Don't shy away. Give your ideas, put forth your ideas, and we look forward to interacting with them and giving them the opportunity, the training, and the mentorship. And for the tractors for Africa, the mechanization, I think we are at that stage where we are engaging this and training the potential tractor owners. This does not discriminate. It is open to all the youth women, youth and women, and even young men who who want to be entrepreneurs. This is their chance. And for us, our role is to facilitate and to continue to be a trusted partner of African farmers. So we are very excited on agri-tech innovations, and we will be talking.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Agnes, Francis. This has been such a great conversation to have. All right, there you have it. We've come to the end. You wanted us to continue, but now we've come to the end. My producer is telling me time. So this has been a really great conversation to have with Heifer International. We have Francis and Agnes, and who have just come to explain to us what they are doing in Kenya and what Heifer International is doing to the Kenyan youth who wants to get into agriculture, who wants to continue to improve agriculture in order to make it a sustainable business and also a sustainable thing to do in this country. My name is Kelvin Nyakundi. Make sure you get into the social media platforms of Heifer International, right?
Yes.
And you can apply to these initiatives so that by the end of 14th of July of this month, you know that you are going to be in the race towards getting these awards and also towards being included in this challenge. Let's meet next time, same place, same time. KTN Farmers TV.